society and in a nation. It is one of those things that I believe at the root of a lot of the issues that we see today is because of it. We see a lot of the behavior, the violence, the anger, the rage, and the issues that we see in our community, and I believe at the heart of it is because of the lack of fathers. Not only that, but I work with families down in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I have the privilege and I encounter a lot of athletes, a lot of young men, and I would say about 85 to 95% of the men I come in contact with are very angry because of their fathers not in their life. The showing out in school, the behavior, that I don't care, that's the attitude that they carry out. Work in the group homes where I've seen parents drop their kids off because mothers can no longer deal with the behavior of their child because of the lack of father. But they're saying today that, do we really need fathers?
Oh, yeah.
Society is questioning whether if mothers can just do it by themselves or if we really do need fathers. They're saying, well, it's just been that way for a long time, and we carry the shoulder on our back, and so that's just the way it is, and so we might as well get used to it.
No.
They're trying to say that it's natural and it's normal, but I beg to differ because I know and you know that the way God is not the way God intended it. It's not natural for a young man to go years, or a young woman to go years without saying father.
Amen.
It does something to their psyche, it does something on the inside of them that they really can't comprehend. It's not natural for a young boy, young girl that cannot call on their father. It's not normal, it's not natural for a single mother to try to fulfill both roles as a mother and a father. It's not natural. Even the average mother knows this. She knows that it's hard trying to teach a young boy how to be a man. She realizes that she can't do it. She knows that not only do the father need to be in their life, but the children need to know who their father is.
Amen.
It's not just the money that she really desires. She desires that the man be involved. So we know that society that we need fathers. We need men in our community to impact our generation. Just listen to the cries of a lot of fatherless children say, Mom, where's Dad coming home? Mom, what did I have to do to deserve Dad not to leave us? I'm angry and I'm upset because Dad left us to fend for ourselves. I wish my dad was here. These are the things that we hear that are being said with their words and their behavior. But a lot of times those cries are ignored because people don't want to deal with the issues that they have going on. So you see a lot of children right now who have issues with fathers. You see the behavior. And so in order, because they recognize that I don't have a void, that void that was supposed to be filled by my father is not there. And so I continue and I go to other things to try to fill that void, such as rap. Where we get a lot of people feeding garbage and temporary things on how to be a man or how to dress and live like a young lady because nobody was there to teach it. Then we go to the drugs and the drug dealers who we got to look up in the neighborhoods because we're trying to figure out, who am I? This is the way that I can make money to provide for my mother. So I'll go ahead and take it because it's the fast way. Then we go to pornography where we see how people are teaching young men and young women, oh, this is how you handle sexuality. This is how you treat young women. This is how you view young women, all because of the lack of fathers in the home.
Tell it.
Now I should know. I grew up here in Akron, Ohio. 28 years ago I was born. We was raised in the Spring Hill Projects, where it was the norm not to have a father. It was so much of the norm that I didn't even realize that I needed a father until I saw my brothers and my sisters' father come get them on the weekend to go home. So I would go outside and I would play and I would have fun and I would do certain things, but I began to get upset because when I would go to school, I would begin to see fathers picking up their young children, and I started asking myself, where is my father at? Why is my father not in my life? And that was a day that I'll never forget because my mom came and picked me up to go to court. And we went to court, we were driving, I said, Mom, where we going? She said, we're going to court. I said, why? She said, don't worry about it. So we get to court, we sit outside, and she says, let's sit out here because kids can't go in and I'll be back. So when she came back out, and I saw the look in her face, and she was very upset. She was angry. And I said, Mom, what's wrong? And she said, come on. I said, Mom, what's wrong? She said, just come on. So as soon as we got in the car, she broke down and started crying. She said, I don't know why he don't want Brandon. Why he don't want to be in Brandon's life. I said, Mom, who? Who don't want me? Who don't want me to be, who? And she began to cry. She said, but that's okay because Brandon's going to be somebody. You're going to be successful. You're going to do great things. And immediately when you make it, he might realize that he made a mistake and want you back. So I took that and I internalized it, and I was like, that was the first day that I experienced rejection. So I did what Adam and Eve did, and I began to cover up myself. I began to cover up myself with this sport called football. Because unconsciously, unintentionally, I did not realize that I needed a father. But in my mind, one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pursue this goal as a football player to make it to the NFL. Two, I'm going to become famous enough so my dad might one day want me again and realize that he made a mistake. So as a young boy, didn't know really how to communicate it, so I just started acting it out. So I started going to practice, and that's where I met Coach Deck, and like I said, unintentionally, unconsciously, I was in practice looking for affirmation. I was looking for the attentions for somebody to say, Brandon, good job. That's the way to do it. I'm proud of you. You're going to do great things. I needed that from a father, not so much from my mom, even though it helped me, but I wanted to hear the words of another man affirm me. So I began to excel in the sport. I began to put all my time and all my eggs in this basket. I'm going to make it, and nothing's going to get in my way. But I turned to the rap. I turned to the drugs and the peers who didn't have fathers, who was comfortable to be around. And that was my lifestyle. And I became okay with it. But not knowing that I built my life on hurt, rejection, anger, and bitterness because all I really wanted was my father. So I excelled. I went to Perkins Middle School. Went to Firestone, graduated, went on to college at Clarendon University, transferred from Clarendon University in Pennsylvania, and I was now where I'm at now, North Carolina A&T. There I played football, and I was on my way. And the scouts that came down, I had a great junior year, they told me, they said, listen, if you do good your senior year, then you said you'll make it. So I said, okay, sure. So it was that year of 2003. We was ending that 2005. We was ending that season, and by before then, I had God found me, and I had gave my life to Him, and I was trying to live for Him and pursue Him and do what was right and doing certain things. Like I said, covering up. I was still great. I was the world's greatest performer, but nobody really knew what was going on in the inside of my life because I was used to getting attention. Oh, you're great, you're great. But I feel like if I really exposed myself, who would want me? So when I got to the point, I said, I prayed. It was the end of the year, and I was at the Harvest House Christian Center, and I was here in Akron, and I prayed. I said, God, I love football. And I said, I love you. I said, but let me get through my senior year, and after that, you can do what you want to do with it. So I go into my senior year, and A&T and all the hype, the media attention around, Brandon Sweeney this year. He got a great running back coming back, and he's going to do great things, and he's on pace to break the rushing record at A&T, and I'm getting excited. And before I can get to my senior year, April 1st, 2006, the day I'll never forget, impacted my life. That was the day that I was at practice and I was playing, and we was just running the ball. Coach told me to come in and run the ball, and I was running the ball, and I did what he asked me to do, but I got tackled. When I got tackled, I got up, felt a little pain in my side, went to the sideline and thought everything was okay. After a while, I passed